Well, as the political debate about Arizona's immigration law and the federal government's responsibility rages on, Rudabeh Shabazi traveled to the border to hear from a rancher who says he deals with the issues the government won't every day. It's a story you'll only see on ABC 15.
All of we cowboys are armed out here. We run into a problem, we're going to be a cowboy, not a wimp.
Jim Chilton spends his days on horseback, tending to his cattle on this 50,000-acre ranch that stretches to the border. And he says he's not the only one navigating this rough terrain.
And you can assume that all these mountains have cartel scouts on them.
This cowboy estimates 20 to 30,000 illegal immigrants cross through his ranch every year. And he says he fears for his life, suspecting illegal immigrants murdered his friend, rancher Rob Krentz, earlier this year.
We're getting really concerned now because the tables have turned. Used to, it was a coyote bringing people through. Now the drug cartels have taken over the people-moving business.
So how do you know who's safe and who's unsafe?
You don't.
Chilton is pushing for more border security and says SB 1070 is good legislation. He allows Border Patrol on his land and lets them put up surveillance stations. 1,200 more National Guard troops have been mobilized to assist at the border, but Chilton says that's laughable.
We need 12,000 National Guardsmen, not 1,200, 300 in Arizona.
Both humanitarian aid groups and Border Patrol say migrants are taking bigger risks on increasingly dangerous territory to avoid getting caught. Territory like this.
Both druggers and illegal immigrants come along here.
But it's not an easy route.
Nothing's easy. The whole border is this way. And that's why I think the Border Patrol would rather try to catch people down along the road rather than set up their posts out near the border.
You can see the path made by the immigrants who cross through and the garbage they leave behind.
I've just learned how to ride in garbage, that's all.
But litter is the least of Chilton's worries. He's always heavily armed because he has no idea who's coming over these mountains.
Guys with big packs on their backs. They're usually 20 to 40. And a guy out in front with an AK-47 rifle. And the first thing I'd do is try and escape. But if I was caught, I'd fall off my horse and go to shooting. I want to get him before he gets me.
Does that make you uncomfortable that you have to avoid areas on the land that you own?
Well, absolutely. Doesn't it make you uncomfortable to think a burglar might come into your house? Yes, it's outrageous.
No matter who they are, Chilton says he doesn't want people dying on his ranch. That's why he's engineered these drinking fountains throughout the desert.
If 80% of the people coming across are just good people looking for work, it's illegal, but I want to make sure that they can get water. Water if they need it. Like this, it's good water.
Thirst isn't the only obstacle. The land is so rough we couldn't even get off our horses to shoot video of the paths the immigrants travel on. Border Patrol says coyotes rarely prepare them for the challenges they face.
Look, somebody walked right out of their tennis shoes. Now, how do you think he felt walking the rest of the way without the sole on his shoes? He paid a horrible price.
Human rights groups say women often take birth control before making the trip, expecting to be raped by human traffickers.
This looks like a lady's bra. It's unfortunate, but she either was changing her clothes hair or somebody ripped it off of her.
From this border rancher's perspective, the immigration solution is for Americans to stop the demand for drugs, to stop hiring illegal immigrants, economic recovery in Mexico, troops and technology to seal off the border, and most of all, reform.
We need a legal system to bring good people into this country.
But whatever direction the political winds blow, he knows one thing is true.
This is my home. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm not running. And though we run great risk out here, I am going to survive.
At the U.S.-Mexico border, Rudabeh Shabazi, ABC 15 News.